Well, look at this crowd. Lovely, hi David. Lovely familiar faces, lovely faces I have yet to meet before. I'm excited to say hello to you. My name is Ken Fales. I'm nobody, but uh, but we know each other, don't we? There's that place within us where we're all sort of one. We know each other. I see you. I know you see me. I see you online. I see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Hit that smash that like, subscribe. All right, tough crowd. Okay, so so on YouTube, never mind. This month we're talking about divine doubt. And I love it. We talked about self-doubt, and then last week we talked about trust, and today we're talking about collective doubt. Next week we're going to have Liz Martinez come in and do another one of our talks where it's my journey to science of mind, so we're very excited about that. And then we'll end the month with doubt as devotion. So I'm very excited. I love this topic. Doubt is a super powerful thing. So collective doubt. First, I would say there's a Chinese curse, and it goes, "May you be born into a fascinating time." Why is that a curse? Because if it's a fascinating time, you can get lost in it, right? You can lose yourself in the time and not know who you are. And man, the Chinese are funny. That's a good one, honestly. May you be born in a fascinating time. And we are living in something of a fascinating time these days, I think. It's a little different out there. I don't, I'll just stay in my lane, but it's a little different. And collective doubt seems to be very popular right now, right? There's a lot of uncertainty out there, and yet at the same time, what I notice is a lot of certainty, hyper certainty. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone is so sure. Everyone has a take, right? And everyone has that hot take, like broccoli causes autism. I mean, just crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Don't read your kids' bedtime stories because stop it. It's great. It's really great. So what feels maybe a little more rare right now, almost radical, is the simple idea, I don't know. I mean, how often do you hear, I don't know. I don't know. Steve's down there, he's like, I say that all the time. Collective doubt doesn't just make people question, it can also pressure people into pretending they don't question. Right? It can pressure people into performing certainty, especially in spiritual communities, right? That matters because here in New Thought, we teach something that can't really be bypassed, right? The inner becomes the outer. The law responds to what we actually believe, not what we wish we believe, not what we say we believe, not what we perform, but what we actually believe. So if we pretend to be certain when we're not, we do not create faith. We create confusion. And confusion has a very particular feeling. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like doubt. In other words, when we perform belief, we actually manufacture more doubt. So let's talk about what collective doubt is doing in sort of two different directions. And again, forgive me for having this all typed out. I usually just go off the cuff, but I've had a couple of weeks off and I've had a lot of time to prepare. So you get the typewritten speech. So first, collective doubt. It can weaken people by saturating them with a cynicism and noise, so they doubt themselves, they doubt their worth, they doubt their guidance, they doubt their practice. They're not sure what to trust. So many voices out there saying, do this, do that, do this. I mean, just listen to a health influencer, get like 10 different health influencers and try and do all the things. There aren't enough hours in the day to do all of the things they say you need to do and not do. So it can be hard to navigate, like what is true. Second, it can mature people. Collective doubt can mature people by forcing them into honesty. So they stop living on borrowed convictions and start seeking direct experience of truth. And you know I'm all about the direct experience of truth here. Talk about it a lot because it's really, what are we doing if we're not trying to have a direct experience of the one, direct experience of our oneness? That's when we really know. I'm getting a little off script, and I'm probably going to repeat what I just said later, but so I want to say this clearly. I'm not here to shame doubt. Doubt is not spiritual failure. Doubt can be the most honest thing you have. The question isn't really, is doubt present? The question is it examined or unexamined? Because examined doubt, that can be discernment. It can be devotion. It can be a real, honest, authentic search for truth. Unexamined doubt can become avoidance. Not evil, not unholy, just avoidance. If we just say, oh, I don't know, and we don't ever think about it, that's avoidance. And avoidance, again, not evil, not unholy, but it is a waste of time. Can we agree? It's a waste of time. So what does collective doubt look like right now? When we look on social media, people are saying nothing is true, right? Facts aren't facts. The math ain't mathing, as they say. Science can't be trusted. Institutions can't be trusted. The whole tone becomes, don't be naive, right? And cynicism gets treated like intelligence. Can't fool me. Can't fool me. Think we landed people on the moon? We went to the moon. People got landed on the moon. I mean, just, anyway. Cynicism, because I wish I had my glasses on because I want to see out there who doesn't believe we went to the moon. We're going to have a talk. This is outrageous. It gets treated like intelligence, this cynicism. I'm so smart. I know everything. You can't get one by me. I'm too smart to fall for that. Love is more powerful than hate. Yeah, right. Money can't buy you happiness. Yeah, right. I'm too smart for that. So in church culture, collective doubt shows up in a different costume. I know that we all have experienced this. It can show up as having doubt is a no-no. You should have convictions. If you're spiritual enough, you'll be certain. So then we feel pressure to appear confident, positive, sure. No, I'm good. I know. There's two very different environments, but the same underlying energy there, that fear of uncertainty. And that fear can drive us into a couple of different coping mechanisms. One we've talked about, it is cynicism. Nothing is real, nothing works, don't even try. Don't even try, bro. David calls me bro these days, by the way. I have a 5-year-old son, and he calls me bro. And I can't hardly take it. I'm like, my name is Dad. So one is cynicism. The other, as we talked about, is hypercertainty. I know exactly what's true, and I will not be questioned. Right? Both ways can be ways of avoiding something sacred, which is humility, the willingness to say, I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. Thank you. Now, we'll bring this home to new thought. We teach that thought matters, right? Belief matters. Consciousness shapes our experience. Again, the inner becomes the outer, and that teaching can be liberating, and it can also create pressure, because it can make people feel like they have to be right all the time, as if the spiritual life is a test and you're going to fail if you have a question. So here's a truth for us. It's not shameful to feel not spiritual. It's not shameful to not have a daily practice. It's not even shameful to lie to ourselves about it. But it is a waste of time. It is a waste of time. Not shameful, because Spirit's not fooled. And the law is not impressed by performance. The law responds, again, to what we actually believe, not dishonest belief. And what is dishonest belief? Dishonest belief is the belief that we want to have, but don't actually have. That's all. It's not bad, it's not sinful, it's not something to be punished for. It's just a belief we want to possess because we think we should, or because we want approval, or because we want certainty, or because we want to look like we're doing this right. But honest doubt seeks God. Dishonest belief seeks approval. When we chase approval, we can drift away from the truth, not because truth leaves, but because we stop being honest enough to touch it. And I'll give you an example from my own path. There was a time when I said, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in God. And that wasn't true. It just wasn't true. I wasn't an atheist. I was agnostic. I believed something was there. I didn't know what, but I didn't want to admit that I didn't know. Right? I didn't want to stand in that vulnerable place of humility, so I used this stronger statement, I don't believe, to avoid the more honest one. I just don't know. It's a funny thing. We think that, certainty is strong, but often I don't know is the stronger statement, because I don't know is open. I don't know is honest. I don't know is willing. And I don't know can be taught. Right? If we already know anything, if we already know everything, then we can't be taught. Right? And I would say the moment you think you know something, and so it becomes static, you better give that up, because our evolution is constantly happening, right? So I think I know what love is, but do I truly know what capital L love is? I don't know. I'm willing to know more. I'm willing to allow Spirit to show me more. And when Spirit shows me more, ego's going to come up and be like, now you know. And that's when I'm going to have to come up and be like, settle down, because I want to know more. So that's why collective doubt can actually serve us, right? It can push us out of performance and into a direct experience. Because here's the definition of truth that I like to use. Truth is direct experience. It is direct experience of self, capital S self, direct experience of Spirit. Not secondhand quotes, not maxims, not spiritual slogans. Direct contact. Not listening to me. Listening to yourself. And then me second. That's where new thought, right, is very, very practical, because if belief is not a choice, if belief is an effective experience, then the spiritual path is not pretending your way into faith. It's seeking experience. It's practicing in a way that produces contact. So collective doubt can become an invitation, right? You stop borrowing beliefs, stop repeating phrases you don't consent to, stop acting like you're sure when you're not, because that only creates more inner fragmentation, and instead you just become a sincere seeker. There's a shadow move that shows up when people feel this pressure. I see it kind of everywhere right now, not just in the world, but in spiritual communities. It's called externalizing. We're all aware of it. That's when we locate the reason that we're not whole out there. Right? If my circumstances changed, I'd be at peace. If other people behaved, I'd be loving. If the world calmed down, I'd be free. If I had more time, then I'd have a practice. If it wasn't for that person doing that thing, I'd be happy. If I had more money, I could trust God. And externalizing, as we know in Science of Mind, externalizing is the way we outsource our power. And it often disguises itself as certainty. Strong opinions about what's wrong out there, what they should do, what the world needs, what everyone needs to learn. But the more we externalize, the more we leak out our creative center. And if the collective doubt in our community is anything, I think it's doubt in our own divinity, doubt in our own power. Not because we don't know the teachings, we know them, but because we don't have a consistent, direct experience of what we know. No shame, just honesty. And a daily practice. This is not, you don't get a merit badge for you. It's not proof that you're spiritual. It's not a way to impress anyone, but it is how you create repeated contact with what's real. It's how you become available to truth. So, if your spirituality is mostly ideas, collective doubt's going to come in and win. Because ideas are fragile under pressure. But if your spiritual idea is contact, if it's lived experience, then collective doubt becomes less threatening. Not because the world is less chaotic, it's crazy. It's cray-cray out there. But because we have a deeper anchor. Now, I don't know how this is going to land, but that person out there in the world that you disagree with the most, we're all thinking of this. I'm just kidding. The person that we all whoever you disagree with the most, that person is your guru. That person is your guru. Not because they're right, not because we should follow them, but because they reveal something. They reveal our attachment. They reveal our shadow. They reveal where our love is still conditional. They show us what we still believe about separation, about me and them, about good and bad, about safe and unsafe. So when you feel that reaction, that certainty that I'm right and they're wrong, you can do something really powerful. You can say, I don't know, and get curious. Not about them, about you. What belief am I protecting right now? What am I afraid would happen if I didn't win? What am I trying to avoid feeling? And that's not self-judgment, that's devotion. That's the search for truth. So maybe sometime this week, choose an attribute of God. Just one attribute of God. Love, peace, joy, wholeness, light, harmony, wisdom, strength, freedom. And maybe don't choose the one you feel the most comfortable with. Choose the one that you realize you don't fully understand. Choose the one that feels a little mysterious, a little far away, a little theoretical. And then do two things. First, be honest about what you actually believe about it. Not what you want to believe, what you actually believe. And I would even say what you actually know. And then second, just ask for clarity. Not to figure it out, not to force the answer, not to be a dog with a bone. Just, I'm going to keep gnawing on this bone until I figure it out. Just ask for clarity and let it go. Let it go means stop wrestling. Stop polling people for their opinions, right? Stop doom scrolling for certainty. Stop arguing with the moment. Simply stay aware, stay open, because clarity often comes in pieces. It comes through a sentence you read, a feeling you notice, a conversation you didn't expect, a billboard flying by, a commercial, quiet knowing that shows up when you aren't straining. And I promise you that if it is your intention to not miss it, it cannot be missed. If it is your intention to not miss it, it can't be missed. It'll come along and smack you right in the mouth. I mean, you will not miss it. Remember as well, the search for truth, it's not a race. It's not a competition. It's just an orientation. It's just where we decide we want to be. It's a life direction. So when doubt arises this week, I would say try, instead of fighting it, to honor that doubt. Be grateful that you can see it. Ask for clarity. Let it go. Trusting that all will be revealed at the perfect and right time. And that, to me, is what collective doubt can become. Not a poison, a purifier. Not an enemy, a catalyst. Not a reason to hide, but a reason to seek. I want to take us into a little something experiential, and then I'll give a treatment and we'll be done. If you would, just center yourself in whatever way feels comfortable for you. I like to close my eyes. I like to put my feet on the floor. Sometimes I take a few deep breaths. Sometimes I have someone play soft piano in the background. Laughter is proof of God, that is for sure. That is the joy of the one. I want you to feel the breath as it comes into your chest. You don't have to breathe in any certain way. Just be aware of the breath as it comes into your chest. And be aware there is that open space within you. And now, do you feel your arms? Do you feel your hands? Do you feel the life within you? Can you feel it in your chest? You feel it in your head, behind your face? You feel that life? You feel it in your legs? You feel it in your butt on the seat? You feel it in your feet? You feel the life in your feet and your hands at the same time? That life is the one. That life is source. That life is love. That life is all that is. And now zoom out from your body and see our beautiful earth. See it from space. And zoom out a little further. And you can see the sun. You can see the planets orbiting the sun. Still further, you see the Milky Way galaxy, of which our solar system is just a tiny little part. And then we zoom out and we see our entire universe, of which the Milky Way galaxy is a tiny little part. And then we zoom out and we see the multiverse, of which our universe is just a tiny little part. This is life. We're seeing all of life. It is constantly expanding. And it is filled with all these points of light, what we call celestial bodies. And they appear separate, but they are one. They are the multiverse. They are the one. And now I want you to know that this is something not in your mind. You're in the middle of that. That life that you feel within you, it stretches out and out and out and out. And you feel like you're a separate body, and that is true. You are a separate body. And you're one. You're one with all that is. You are a part of God, and you are God. God is expressing through you as God expresses through the multiverse. And so I know there is only one life, only one power, only one thing itself. And that one thing itself is expressing in, through, and as me. In, through, and as each one. In, through, and as each beautiful, unique expression of the one. And I know this one is love. Because what else is there? I know this one is peace because there's nothing to be in conflict with. I know this one is joy because what else is there? This one is infinitely creative, infinitely wise, perfectly harmonious, in perfect balance. And I know this is the truth of each seemingly separate piece of this one. Knowing this, I just feel grateful, so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How beautiful is life. How grateful I am to live it, to express it, to let it live me. How grateful I am to observe all the other pieces of life being beautiful, being crazy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I'm so grateful to be able to speak this word. I'm grateful to know that every word that I have said is simply the truth. I'm not asking for anything. I'm saying this is how it is. This is how it's always been. And so I just let it go and let it be. And if you're with me, and I know you are, then say with me, and so it is. Thank you.